Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Bhaja Jana Ranjana Shodanandana Bhaja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaura Hari Bo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Bhadra Purnima Pribhajaka Charyastotar Srimad Abhaya Charan Aravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Gaura Premanandi. Glory to the Assembled devotees, all glory to the Assembled devotees, all glory to the Assembled devotees, all glory to Shri Guru Shri Gauranga Shri.
हरे कृष्णा। तो ये क्लास इंग्लिश में होगा, इसका हिंदी अनुवाद बाहर हो रहा है, जिनको हिंदी में सुना है बाहर सुन सकते हैं।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So reading today from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 7th chapter, text number 40. This is the son of Drona punished. Sutu vacha evam parikshita dharmam pata krishnena chodita naichadantum guru sutam yadyapyat mahanam mahan. Evam parikshita dharmam pata krishnena chodita naichadantum guru sutam yadyapyat mahanam mahan. Sutu vacha evam parikshita dharmam pata krishnena chodita nachadantum guru sutam yadyapyat mahanam mahan. Sutu vacha evam parikshita dharmam parikshita dharmam pata krishnena chodita nachadantum guru sutam maham. Sutu vacha parikshita dharmam vacha Sutta Goswami Uvacha said, Evam, thus, now this, Parikshit, being examined, Dharmam, in the matter of duty, Pata, Sri Arjuna, Krishnena, by Lord Krishna, Chodita, being encouraged, Na Aichat, did not like, Antum, to kill, Guru Sutam, the son of his teacher, Yadyapi, although, Atmahanam, murderer of sons, Mahan, very great. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sutta Goswami said, although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, encouraged Arjuna to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna, a great soul, did not like the idea of killing him, although Ashwatthama was a heinous murderer of Arjuna's family, members. Please repeat. Sutta Goswami said, although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, encouraged Arjuna to kill the son of Dronacharya. Arjuna, a great soul, did not like the idea of killing him, although Ashvatthama was a heinous murderer of Arjuna's family members. Arjuna was a great soul, undoubtedly, which is proved here also. He is encouraged herein personally by the Lord to kill the son of Drona. But Arjuna considers that the son of his great teacher should be spared, for he happened to be the son of Dronacharya, even though he is an unworthy son, having done all sorts of heinous acts, whimsically, for no one's benefit. Lord Sri Krishna encouraged Arjuna outwardly just to test Arjuna's sense of duty. It is not that Arjuna was incomplete in his sense of duty, nor was Lord Sri Krishna unaware of Arjuna's sense of duty. But Lord Sri Krishna put to test many of his pure devotees just to magnify the sense of duty. The gopis were put to such tests as well. Prahlad Maharaj was also put to such a test. All pure devotees come out successful in their respective tests by the Lord. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Dhananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastyatya Rishatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I chose this particular verse for today because what it says here, Krishna is testing, examining. Because Krishna is examining all of us. He wants to see not what we're giving him, but what we're not giving him. That's the examination. And Krishna is not examining because he doesn't know. When Krishna tests us, it's not because he doesn't know. It's because he wants us to see. So his test is actually a reflective test to help us understand how Krishna conscious I am, how much progress have I made. So up to this point, Krishna gave so many arguments, and why he should be killed. But Arjuna was hesitant. Krishna said, you don't kill anyone, as in one of the previous verses. Krishna says, there are reasons for not killing someone. He says, you do not kill an enemy who is careless, intoxicated, insane, asleep, afraid, or devoid of his chariot. Nor does one kill a boy, a woman, a foolish creature, or a surrendered soul. We saw this further, later in this chapter. We see that Parikshit Maharaj did not kill Kali because he surrendered. course, he was also, you could consider he was a fool, he was insane, but he wasn't. He wasn't a fool, he wasn't insane. He was afraid, but the main reason was he surrendered. So this is chivalry. This is the proper mood of a military person, not like nowadays. And nowadays, they do anything, kill innocent people with big bombs and missiles and threatening the whole world with atomic warfare. Although Srila Prabhupada says in this chapter that it's a foolish notion to think that with atomic warfare they can destroy the whole world. Materialists will tell us, no, even if you explode 1/10, then the whole world would disappear. But Srila Prabhupada said the world disappears when Krishna wants it. So Krishna wants it, but Krishna doesn't want it to disappear at this time. But everyone's living in fear. So therefore no one should be killed. One time Srila Prabhupada in Los Angeles, speaking of women, he said, he was talking about punishment, and he said, a woman should never be punished. And then Prabhupada looked at the ladies and said, but don't take advantage. But so this is culture. Sometimes people think that in India, well, India, many things could happen. But in Vedic culture, women were protected. Women were respected more than men. If a man you can kill, just like nowadays you see, even in our modern society, generally speaking, people will never hurt a child. They think children are innocent. Of course, when the child grows, the same person, when they grow up, you can do anything. But when they're children, but in Vedic culture, women, children, elderly, they were always respected. And because men were taught to be dutiful. And this is what Krishna wants to see here. So Krishna said, you don't kill these people, but this person is horrible. He should be killed. He killed the children for no reason and for no benefit. No one was benefited. Even Dronacharya was not happy. Ashwatthama was such a fool that he cut off their heads and brought the children's heads to Dronacharya, thinking he would be happy that, the Pandavas have defeated you, but I've defeated them. And Drona said, get out of my sight. He was dying. And he thought, what a horrible thing. I lost the whole war. Actually, I'm sorry, Duryodhana. And Duryodhana thought, maybe at the last minute he had some redeeming thoughts. And then he brings these, he could see the results of his impious activities and being against the Pandavas to the very end. And just like, anyway, I won't give that, that's another, we'll go into a long explanation. So now the other side will come. Now Draupadi will speak, and she says 5 things. I summarized them here. She says 5 things, or 6 things. Release him because he's a Brahmin and is always our Guru. That's the first point she made in text 43. Then her words were filled with correctness. His father taught you by military arts, number 44. Another reason. How can you kill the person who taught you how to fight, and you're going to kill his son? Her words were full of mercy. The wife is half of the husband. 45. Otherwise, think of her. And then she intensifies that more. You should have unwillingness to cause pain to others. Do not cause suffering to the family of the Guru. And then even more intense, she intensifies that. She became peaceful and wanted to stop all suffering. Do not make Kripa cry like me. I've lost my 5 sons. I know how horrible it is. How can I impose that on the wife of our Guru? She will suffer. This is her only son. The reason she didn't go into the funeral pyre was because she had a son who was still alive and she had to take care of him. Even though he was such an unworthy son. So, and then she said, no. In any case, the Brahmins will destroy the Kshatriyas, just like Nayusha. He was acting improperly. He thought, since I temporarily took the post of Indra, now Indra's wife should be, I can enjoy her. And the Brahmin said, Nahusha, this is improper. They told him, but he couldn't, I'm Indra. He became indignant. So then the Brahmins got together and chanted some mantras. They had a procession, chanted some mantras, and he fell out of the heavenly planet. You can still see him cast in the sky in a constellation. So these were the reasons. So I made another note here also, which I will refer to. So Krishna is always testing his devotees. As Srila Prabhupada says here, pure devotees will always be successful. But conditioned devotees, like all of us, or most of us anyway, conditioned devotees will be maybe not always so successful. That Lord Brahma says, Tate nukampam susamikshemana mungjana evatmakritam vipakam. An intelligent devotee, when these tests comes, they will think anukampa susamikshmanaha mungjana. They will think that this is Krishna's mercy. However Krishna's mercy comes upon me, just like Krishna, he declares in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam, I give mercy to the sadhus by delivering them. Srila Prabhupada said, interestingly, commenting on that, he said, why does a sadhu need deliverance? If he's a sadhu, he's already delivered. And Prabhupada said, because Krishna delivers him to a higher degree of bhakti. So a devotee is always being liberated from one stage of bhakti to another. Rupa Goswami said that first there is faith, Shraddha, Ado Shraddha, then Sadhu Sangha. He elevates us all the way to Krishna Prema. And mostly by tests. These tests which are meant to show us where are you at in your bhakti. What stage? What degree of commitment? What is the level of your faith? Krishna is showing us. So this is his examination. He's examining our heart for our benefit. Just like you go to the doctor and he tells you what's wrong. So Krishna is the doctor who is curing bhavaushada, the disease of material existence. And according to the Bhagavatam, beginning with the 10th canto, Mano Abhiramat, that the way to cure it is by making the mind blissful, by hearing about Krishna, hearing about Krishna's wonderful pastimes. So, but there are different tests. And I have a list of those tests here. So he was testing. He was showing Virya and Raudra, chivalry and anger, to test Arjuna. But Krishna is testing so many devotees. And Srila Prabhupada mentions here the gopis. So how did Krishna test the gopis? First of all, when they would come in the middle of the night, he would say, he quoted that Bhartu Shushushanam Svinam Paro Dharma. The highest religious duty for a woman is to sincerely serve her husband. What are you doing here at midnight? No. Why are you here? You're supposed to be serving your husbands. They came because Krishna played his flute. No. This is why they call him Lampata, because he tricks them. So he plays his flute, they can't resist. They came, and then he said, what will your husbands think? What will your families think? No. You better go back immediately. They were totally distraught. No. And then he in the prayers of Uddhava says, this is what Krishna said. Bhavatinam biyogo me hani savatmana kvachit. Actually, you were never separated from me. I am the soul of all creation. No. And, they thought, and then he said this again in Kurukshetra. Aham hi sarvabhutanam amadir anuntaram bahir. Dear ladies, I am the beginning and the end of all creating beings and exist both within and without them. And Srimati Radharani says, Krishna, what are you trying to do? No? Can't you see that the gopis are not interested in yoga? No, you're teaching them some yoga that they should simply meditate on you. No, they're always meditating on you. And you're telling me to meditate on you. I'm trying to forget you, and I can't do it. So why are you telling me to meditate on you? No. So these are some of the arguments with the gopis. Then he tested Prithu Maharaj. I will give you the greatest kingdom. I will give you everything. And Prithu Maharaj refused. And Srila Prabhupada mentions here Prahlad. No. He tested Prahlad. He said, I will give you, I can give you liberation. I can give you a great kingdom. No. And Prahlad said, I only want your devotional service birth after birth. Still, Krishna, he said, anyway, I'm going to give you, whether you like it or not. No. Because he wanted him to accept liberation. He said, okay, if you don't want liberation, I will give you the kingdom of the demons. No. And you will be forced to enjoy. You will be forced to enjoy life. He's indicating the perfection of a devotee. A devotee does not want to enjoy material life. You must enjoy, because that way you will get rid of your pious activities. So we may think, oh, well, that sounds like a good thing. Krishna wants me to enjoy. No? But if we try to do it, then we will get rid of our pious activities, and then we will suffer like anything. No? Because we're not established in pure bhakti. No? So sometimes Krishna gives a devotee opulence, but it is not a reward for their devotional service. It is to get rid of their pious activities. Because Krishna doesn't want pious. And then he said, and I will engage you in austerity so you can get rid of your impious activities. What impious activity did Prahlad Maharaj have? This was to show others that we must engage in tapasya. Of course, our tapasya is to simply serve Krishna and not do anything else. One time a devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, what austerity should we do? And Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna. And then he said, yes, Prabhupada, but what else should we do? He said, chant more. Otherwise, Prabhupada also didn't want the devotees to engage in artificial austerities. The austerities will automatically come. Of course, if you're on the level of Queen Kunti, you can ask for more. Give me more suffering, give me more distress. But most of us are pretty much have our hands full with what we're getting at the present moment. We don't need to appeal for more. So he said, Prahlad, he asked Prahlad any benediction. And Prahlad said, no, I don't want anything. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he tested Kolavecha Sridhar. Kolavecha Sridhar was, he was just so happy to see that this person who I knew as Nimai Pandit, who would always come and argue with me, and he would give me such a hard time. He would say, what is the price of your bananas? He'd say, that's too much. And then he would say, give me a good price. And then he would give a price. He said, that's too much. He'd say, and then Kolavecha Sridhar would say, well, what do you want? And Mahaprabhu would say, just give them to me. I'm a Brahmin. And these are not very good quality anyway. I don't even know what I'll do with them. These bad quality bananas, but you can give them to me and then you will benefit. And he said, sir, please go to someone else. If you're looking for a better price, go to someone else. He said, no, I want your bananas. And he said, you gave me such a hard time. And then finally, he said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I will give you a kingdom with the opulence unparalleled by anyone else in three worlds. And he said, I don't want that, my Lord. I just want to serve you. He said, I will give you all of the yoga siddhis, and you can overcome everything. He said, my Lord, I don't want that. And then he said, I will give you the perfection of life and liberation from this world. And he said, my Lord, I don't want that either. And he said, what do you want? I just want to serve you birth after birth. And always, whenever you want bananas, I want to argue with you about the price. So this is the devotee. Prahlad Maharaj said the same thing. He said, my Lord, I've not come here to bargain with you. I'm not praying to you so that you will give me something. I'm simply praying to you because I want to glorify you. And he said, therefore, and the Lord insisted, you must take something. Well, then liberate my father. He's already liberated. Then he said, my Lord, just give me your devotional service, birth after birth after birth. But as it is said by Kapila Dev, unfortunately, the devotees, even liberation, they don't want. Salokya Sarsti Samvitya, that they don't want to go to the Lord's planet. They don't want to have the same opulence of the Lord. They don't want to have to be situated, have the same situation as the Lord. Sarupya, they don't want the same form of the Lord. Ekatvam, they don't want a liberation into the Brahman Apyuta, into Brahman. Diyamanan nagrinanti. He says, although everything I offer them, they don't accept. Because vina mat sevanam janaha. Because the only thing they don't want anything apart from my devotional service. They just want to serve me. So if there's a service in Vaikuntha, I'll go. If the Lord wants me to do a service in Vaikuntha, I'll go. And if He wants me to do a service, Swarga Pavaragya Narakesh, Apitulyasya Darshinaha. Lord Shiva said to Parvati about Chitraketu, they're willing to go anywhere. Narada Muni, sometimes he preaches in the heavenly planets, sometimes he preaches in the hellish planets, sometimes he preaches here. Now we're gradually in Kali Yuga converting this more and more into a hellish planet. Srila Prabhupada, in one interview in London, he said, so Swami, you have come to London. this is our fine city. He said, so one question, do you believe in hell? And he said, oh yes. He said, well, what is hell like for you? He said, London. So gradually, in Kali Yuga especially, we're converting the whole world into hell. Converting the whole material existence into hell. So, and also sometimes the devotees test other devotees. Just like the famous beginning of the 6th canto. Shukadeva Goswami is testing Parikshit Maharaj. See how he understands. Because he says, what is the use of hellish, being punished, atonement? Because even people go to hellish planets, when they get out, as soon as they finish, then they want to enjoy the material world again. So what is the use of this? And Shukadeva Goswami gave him various answers, but he didn't accept. And finally he said, Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktya Narayana Vasudeva Parayanaha. And he said, and this is Parikshit Maharaj accepted. Yes, this is it. This is the only thing that is acceptable. That pure devotional service, even though it's rarely achieved, this is the perfect. And then later on, in the beginning of the 10th canto, Shukadeva Goswami tests Parikshit Maharaj. He said, so you've been very thirsty, and hungry. You haven't eaten. Maybe we should stop and you can take some rest. But Parikshit Maharaj, he was testing him because in the end of the 9th canto, that Shukadev had just given a summary. Because Parikshit Maharaj asked to understand Krishna's pastime, so he gave a summary in a few verses of all of Krishna's pastimes, like 10, 15 verses. And so then he stopped and he said, you have 7 days, you haven't eaten, you haven't slept, you haven't drunk anything. So would you like to rest? And Parikshit Maharaj said, because of my thirst, I'm into this problem. So therefore, I only thirst to hear the pastimes of the Supreme. Otherwise, he was testing him. These verses are not enough. Just like you speak to any ordinary person, you say something about God for a few minutes, and they're okay. Let's change the subject. Let's talk about me. That's what you talk about somebody, an individual. Oh, they love that very much. But yeah, so just like Srila Prabhupada quoted Prabodhananda Saraswati, I can't remember the verse now, but basically it goes. He said, "This is how Prabodhananda Saraswati has taught us how to preach." He said, first you go to someone, and then you offer dandavats. And then you say, you are such an intelligent person. You are so capable. You are perfect in every endeavor that you perform. You have such wonderful quality. Oh, go on, keep speaking, please. Everybody likes to hear that. Even sometimes you hear something about someone and they act interested for a few minutes, but they're really waiting to tell you what their glories are. Yes, I've heard enough about you, now hear about me. And then Prabhupada said, and then when the person says, please, ask me anything. He said, so many wonderful things. Can I ask you something? Yes, anything you want. Just forget about all of that and surrender to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So just give up your ahankar and surrender to Mahaprabhu. So this is our preaching. Prabhupada said, this is our preaching technique. In other words, just like Srila Prabhupada, one time he was arriving in New Vrindavan, so he came to the airport. The airport's about an hour and a half away. So on the way, the devotees offered Srila Prabhupada a big plate of sweets from New Vrindavan, directly from the cows. And so Prabhupada began to eat one after another, which is very unusual. Usually he would take a little piece, here and there. And then Prabhupada said, "This is my method." Nobody understood. This is how we should preach. Still they didn't understand. He's eating sweets. And he said, "We will conquer them by ghee." No? Give them ghee. Prabhupada said, "When I was in New York, this is my method. I did not require anything. I simply said, chant, dance, take prasadam. That's all I did." And he asked Kirtananda, he said, "Kirtananda, isn't it true?" No? Because Prabhupada was thinking, devotees, because Prabhupada demanded a lot of us, but after we surrendered. Just like even Krishna, until Arjuna surrendered, Krishna was acting in a friendly way. Although he did chastise him. Utastvakashmanamidam vishame samupastitam. How did this impurity come upon you? In this moment, this moment is meant for clearing away impurities. That was a test of Arjuna. He was testing him in this moment of crisis. So every person has a moment of crisis. We all have a moment of crisis. When we, one person's crisis is very different from another. Just like in Ukraine or Gaza Strip, they have relatively speaking, their crisis is probably greater than ours. That my car wouldn't start, or I missed the Mangal Arati, But whatever one's crisis is the greatest crisis. Whatever we're experiencing at any moment in time, that is the greatest crisis that we can possibly undergo. And therefore, this is the nature of the compassion that Draupadi is exhibiting here. She's giving so many reasons why Arjuna had to be compassionate. And then Bhima comes and he says, "He killed our sons. Kill him immediately." So Krishna said to kill him. Bhima said to kill him. Draupadi said, "Don't kill him." And Yudhishthira was on her side. So here you have Krishna, Bhima, Draupadi, and Yudhishthira. What do I do? So then Krishna told Arjuna, "You must accomplish these two things." So what does that mean for us? Because we're not going to cut somebody's jewel off their head and, shave them with a sword. And we would probably cut their nose off. Arjuna was very expert with the sword and arrows. He shaved his head and but what does it mean for us? It means in a situation, the answer may not be black and white. And Krishna is going to put us in these difficult situations. Just like in Sankirtan, sometimes the devotee is distributing books and no books are going out, or there's another situation, or should I stop now? Just like when I was a young brahmachari, I was in Radha Damodar party. It was like about minus 20 degrees outside, and snow and ice, and we had a quota. My quota was 40 big books, and so I had 38. It was freezing. My hands, I couldn't even feel my hands. So I went back to the bus, and Tamal Krishna Maharaj was there. So he opened the door. I started to come in. He said, "Did you fulfill your quota?" No. He closed the door. It was like 9 o'clock at night, freezing cold, no cars on the street. What am I going to do? So I went wandering around, and I saw one car. There was one car in one shopping mall, like about a mile away from the bus. No cars on the road. And I see the man coming out it was obviously his store, he was coming out, just closed the door. So I ran up to his car. He saw me running toward him. I said, wait. I'm happy he didn't think I was a thief. I guess I didn't look like one. And I said, sir, I have these 2 books. And it was, the big Krishna book, which is not, not normally what people would want in the book market. So I said, please take these books. This will give you so much benefit. He said, what is it about? He said, Krishna. I said, it's about Krishna. I said, what else could I say? Big words, Krishna, Usually we would kind of hand it to them and they wouldn't see the word Krishna immediately. And so I said, please, sir, I have to fulfill my quota. Everyone must have these books. And he said, anyone who is out here in this weather must be very determined. So I'll take the books. I said, thank you, Krishna. So this is how Krishna tests us sometimes. It seems impossible. But as Srila Prabhupada said, impossible is a word in a fool's dictionary. So we should welcome these tests that Krishna, because by these tests I will understand what am I lacking, what am I holding back from Krishna, what am I not giving. Just like we may say, Krishna, please take away all of these desires, but not this one. I haven't finished with this one yet. But Krishna, that's the one that he's interested in. All the others he knows. He knows you're not going to do this, but you may do this. So he will put one test after another. So if we avoid the test, it will just come again. And it will come again. And if we fail it too many times, then he may say, oh, you need to go back to the school of Maya. Her school is she's very, very expert in teaching you. So therefore we should be very anxious. Let me accept Krishna's test. Because Krishna's test will always bring me to a higher platform of Krishna consciousness. But Maya's test may confuse me. Anyway, this is the point that I wanted to emphasize in this particular verse and this particular section of the Bhagavatam. That all through the Bhagavatam, in all these stories from the first canto to the 12th canto, even in the 12th canto, there's a test. If Parikshit Maharaj was interested in jnana, Shukadeva said, so now that you've heard of all this, there is so much knowledge that you can attain. And Parikshit Maharaj said, no, I am very happy to hear about Krishna. That was his test. Did you? No. You want something? Because generally jnana makes us proud. If it's not knowledge about Krishna, in order to surrender to Krishna, the more knowledge we have, just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in one verse, one song, he said, don't be like a mental ass. Like an ass carries a big load. So a mental ass, you carry all this knowledge, but you're not distributing it. So the only reason we need knowledge, because in Goloka Vrindavan, what is the need for knowledge? There's no need for knowledge. People don't want knowledge. People don't want to even know about Krishna. They don't want to know about Krishna's, who he is. They simply see that Krishna is so wonderful. Krishna is so beautiful. Krishna is so sweet. And we just want to serve him. They're not interested in knowing about Krishna. So, of course, we are interested in knowing about Krishna because we have been submerged in the 3 modes of nature. And they encourage us. The modes of nature in Kali Yuga encourage us to go to the lower mode, not to the higher mode. In other yugas, the society is structured. Everything is structured to bring you to the higher modes. And in Kali Yuga, everything is structured to bring you to the lowest mode. Just look at modern music. just big drum, boo, boo, and the words, the songs, the ideas, the concepts, the social concepts, social media, all these things just bring people into the lowest regions of ignorance. Even people can't even figure out what gender they are nowadays. So much ignorance. So anyway, this is the challenge that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us. He's given us this challenge to take Krishna consciousness to the most ignorant. Because this was Mahaprabhu. I just wanted to read one statement of Srila Prabhupada here in this chapter also. I think it was text number 20 in the purport. This is for all of you, by the way, especially for those born in India. See if I can find it quickly here. Here. So this is 1:7:14, speaking about Krishna Katha. Lord Chaitanya desired that all those who are born in India seriously understand such Krishna Kathas, and then, after full realization, preach the transcendental message to everyone in all parts of the world. That will bring about the desired peace and prosperity of the stricken world. So, Lord Chaitanya, is given a big responsibility for those born in India. It's a higher birth, but a higher birth or a higher anything brings higher responsibility. Otherwise, we'll think, "Oh, I'm superior." This is the worst thing that we can possibly do. Some pride. We should think Krishna has given me birth in a place where Krishna consciousness is available. It's already, I have remnants of it. Of course, sometimes those remnants can cause bigger problems. Just like, as Prabhupada, when he went to New York and he saw in a piano shop, it said piano lessons $10. If you know how to play, $20. Because in India, everybody knows something about Dharma, but then to give up that concept sometimes is very difficult. You have to unlearn to learn. So, but in any case, I was speaking to one senior devotee the other day, and he said to me, India is another world. That so much good possibility. So the point is, our duty in India is to go beyond nationalism, to go beyond all these things, and just like I see on all the trucks, India is great. So it is great because it has the jewel of transcendental knowledge. That is the greatness. So we have to convince India, but that's why ISKCON has become so popular, so well known. Now we have to convince everyone, this is what we should be doing. That we're not exporting this or that, exporting Krishna consciousness. And so some of you, especially younger devotees, may have to go to other parts of the world and take this Krishna consciousness. So the last thing I wanted to say, since I won't have another chance to speak to you before the 18th of September, is about Bhadra Purnima. That it's coming up, and we're in the time in which you can get the full benefit. But a devotee is not looking for such benefit. We want the benefit. The benefit is liberation. But we just spoke that a devotee is not interested in liberation. But what can we do if every one of us, if every devotee in the congregation of this temple takes very seriously that let me, from now to the 18th of September, let me distribute one set of Bhagavatam. Just like I saw, there was a list on the ICC forum. I saw the list of different temples. But I was thinking, If every temple convinces every member to do this, just make it a goal from now, the next 2 months. Let me distribute one Bhagavatam. Everyone. Everyone has a family member. Everybody will have a birthday. You have a mother, a father, a sister, a brother. They have a birthday. Give them a set of Bhagavatam. And then the Bhadra Purnima, and then India will just overwhelm the world. Certainly India will win. But let it be overwhelming. If every devotee from now, every devotee in this temple and every temple can give one set of Bhagavatam, then we will increase the distribution exponentially. And then by next year, we'll have so many new devotees, and then each of us every year can give one set of Bhagavatam, and then the new ones and we will increase it more and more. So I'm thinking, apart from those empowered devotees who can go out and sell 20 sets or 50 sets or 100 sets, apart from them, let them also do that. And let me learn from them if I can. But even if I can't, or I don't have the opportunity, or I don't feel that confidence, certainly there's someone I could give a set of Bhagavatams or sell them. You don't have to give it, you can sell it. But sell it, give it, whatever. Let us make sure that so many sets of the Bhagavatam, because the Bhagavatam is the solution for this age. And I'm just going to extend a little bit more, because in 1974, there was a big problem between India and Pakistan. And Srila Prabhupada said that there will be world war. India will start with India, Pakistan, then Russia and US. Then the next year, devotees came and they said, Prabhupada, what happened to the war? And Srila Prabhupada said, Krishna changed his mind. And he said, because you are distributing my books. So this is how we can actually change the horrible situation in this world. And what to speak of distributing Bhagavatam, which can actually change a person's life and consciousness. You give them a small book, they may think, this can help me. You give them a Bhagavatam, and they will actually understand that the perfect philosophy of life in a most convincing way. So I'm proposing this, that let everyone take this challenge, this test of Krishna. We're talking about test. This would be a test. How can everyone in this temple, in this congregation, in every congregation in India, distribute one set of Bhagavatam? And then it will be such a wonderful result. I'm sure that if we can do that, all these wars, all these nasty things, it will be such a wonderful result. We could impact the whole world by such an effort. So thank you all very much for your kind attention. Is there any comment or question? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj, for a very wonderful lecture. Maharaj, my question is, when we are surrounded by problems and challenges, like you mentioned, Krishna tests in so many ways. So sometimes it is difficult to remember Krishna. We try to solve the problem based on our intellectual capacity or qualifications or experiences. And we don't take shelter of Guru and Krishna very seriously. So in those troublesome situations, how do we take shelter of Krishna? Hare Krishna.
Well, that's the test. Otherwise, we don't take it seriously. That's the test. It means I failed. No. The test is there. Here's Gaura, here's Krishna. Here's Gaurnitai, Radha Krishna. And they're there, they're standing there all day long just to give us their mercy. So that's also a test. Do I come and worship them? Do I take their darshan and think Krishna is so unlimitedly beautiful? Why am I attracted to the beauty of this material existence? Or do we just come and do some ritual and offer my obeisances? do a 30-second dandavat to show everyone how devotional I am, and then go away. You know? So everything here is a test. You know? Everything here. Will I come and hear the Bhagavatam, or am I too busy? Will I come and hear Bhagavad Gita? Will I come and do some service, or do I have, do I want to see the cricket game? So everything is a test. Krishna is putting all these tests before us. He's giving us unlimited nectar in his darshan, in the temple, in charnamrita, in kirtan, in classes and seminars, and his association with the Vaishnavas, which purifies our existence. So if I think that I'm not taking advantage of it, then I failed. I failed the test. So let me, if I failed, let me go back and figure out how not to fail. It's not like there's some magic pill we can take, and then now I will take advantage of Gaura and Krishna. That pill is called chanting the holy name without offenses. That we can do. We just have to improve our bhakti.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. As you mentioned about this taste, so I have seen in my personally my life that whenever this taste comes, I go back to my previous nature, and then offenses happen, and so much relationship disturbance happens.
Mm-hmm.
Much is the damage happens to the relationships. With the person, we understand that he is person who is helping me to know my faults and to improve. But though I know it intellectually, but it becomes very difficult to accept the mercy in the form of when correction comes. So how to take corrections positively and in a Krishna conscious way? So that we can grow.
Take this Bhagavatam very seriously. That's how we do it. We take the Bhagavatam seriously. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, there are 4 ways that Krishna manifests in this world. In the deity, the Bhagavatam, the Ganga, and the mercy of Tulsi Devi. These 4 things. So we take the Bhagavatam very seriously. We take the darshan of the deity and service to the deity very seriously. We worship Tulsi Devi very seriously. And so these and Ganga Devi or Yamuna or Ganga. And during the dedication of Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi, the Pejawar Swami from Udupi came in a military helicopter. He was doing some big program, the senior Pejawars. We had a very nice relationship. We invited the senior one, and he was the one that was that was worshiping the deity at that particular time. He was doing some program, and he arranged, I don't know who arranged it, but he came in a helicopter. And he came out, and he said, I think that Swami Prabhupada is more merciful than Lord Shiva. He said, because Lord Shiva, he is stopping the fall of the Ganga and flooding the world with Ganga. But he said, when Ganga reaches this planet, she only flows in one place. But by Swami Prabhupada, he is making the Ganga flow everywhere in the world. So we can get the Ganga Devi by Srila Prabhupada's mercy. And it says in the beginning, first chapter of Bhagavatam, that if you by bathing in the Ganga, you can gradually get rid of your sins. But by chanting the holy name, it happens immediately. So the Ganga is flowing everywhere in the form of the holy name. Hare Krishna. So thank you all very much for your kind attention and your association. I pray that I will get that association again soon by Krishna's mercy. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi.
Hare Krishna. So let us thank Maharaj for his kind association, enlightening us by one time loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Today evening, 6:30 onwards, Maharaj is giving a youth program at NVCC. So we request your devotees can attend that and invite your friends also. Hare Krishna.